Welcome. Let's start on hands and knees. Knees under hips, hands under shoulders. Take a moment to find a nice flat back or neutral position. A little bit of chin in, neck in line with spine. Breathe, zipping up pelvic floor, drawing in lower abdominals on the exhale. And then let's shift the weight more onto one knee so we can start with our first exercise, a glute press. Let's press one foot up to the ceiling, then bring it back in. Press and in. Press the leg nice and high so you feel the glute squeeze. The lower back may extend slightly, or maybe it just looks like it's extending slightly because we're squeezing the glutes. We need to get that knee nice and high to get that hip extension. Now let's keep it high and pulse up. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. Little combo. Knee, double pulse. Knee, double pulse. One knee in, double pulse to the ceiling. Forward and back. Forward and up. Working hip flexors and glutes. Point the toes. Imagine you were going to pierce the ceiling with your toes. 2 more. Palms nice and flat. Last one. Now cat stretch. Round the spine as you pull the knee in. Extend the spine as you reach back. Imagine knee to forehead and then foot to the back of the head, using your abdominals to round and then your back muscles to extend. Exhale and inhale. One more. Now we're going to see if we can catch onto that foot with the same side arm. It is difficult to balance. Stretching the front of the thigh and the hip. Gently press that foot back. Let the shoulder roll back for a bit of a chest stretch. Then release the foot out straight. Reach the arm up and over. Create a big curve or bridge shape with that top line of the body, stretching the side. And then let's come back onto our hands, keeping one leg straight and one leg bent. Round the spine. Let's float the knee and pull it in towards the chest, then place it down. Lift and lower. Use your abdominals, press through the arms to lift the hips, pull the knee in, a little bit like a piking action, using your lower abdominals to draw that knee towards the chest. One more. And then let's reset on hands and knees and a nice flat back position for the other side. Breathe, glute press first. We press the toes up to the ceiling, then bring the knee forward. Press and in, press and in. Try to keep the spine as long as possible. Press the knee high enough that you feel the glutes connect. And we're also bringing the knee forward so we feel a little bit of hip flexors. One more. Let's keep the leg high and pulse. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. Little combo. Knee, double pulse. Knee, double pulse. Forward and back. Forward and up. It's a glute press, but our supporting leg is working, our upper body is working, the spine is rounding and extending slightly, and there's quite a bit of hamstrings because that leg is bent. One more. Now let's make it cat stretch. Round and extend. Knee to forehead, foot to head. Rounding using the abdominals, extending using the back. Straight arms. One more. And then we're going to see if we can catch onto that foot with the same side arm. Balance. Press the bottom shin into the floor. It really helps. Create a little bit of a back bend, stretching the chest and the shoulder. Then extend that leg out straight. Reach the arm up and over for a big side stretch. Crunching underneath, lengthening along the top. Breathe into the top ribs. And then let's come back onto our hands, one leg straight, one leg bent, round spine, lift the knee and lower, lift and lower. Pull the knee up towards the chest, round the spine, on purpose. Sometimes we keep the back straight for plank, sometimes we go a little bit rounder. Really helps feel that rib to hip connection at the front. 2, last one. And then let's come into a seated position towards one end of the mat. Legs are bent together, arms reaching forward. Partial roll back. Let's roll back halfway and then come back up to vertical. Round and then straight. Tucking the tailbone under as you roll back. Letting the upper back round a little bit as well. Scooping the lower abdominals, drawing the front ribs in. Legs squeeze together if you can. On the next one, let's roll back and stay there. Float one leg up and down, alternating legs, bringing that leg up into tabletop, but it feels like we're drawing the knee in towards the chest, maintaining that round position. Next level, swap, swap. So as one leg comes up, the other one goes down. Legs brush past each other. Now we're going to add a twist. Twist towards the top leg, kind of like opposite elbow towards the knee. Twisting through the waist, working the obliques. Last one. And then let's roll all the way down to the floor. Legs are bent together, arms down by your side, a little bit of chin in, and gently imprint. Let's exhale, lift one leg into tabletop, and then put it down. Exhale, lift the other leg and down. So a bit like a marching pattern. Let's draw the knee towards the chest, a little bit closer than regular tabletop, feeling lower abs scooping. Now let's keep both feet down. Press the hips and lower, press and lower. So we've got a little bit of a pelvic tilt. We're pressing the hips up, not going all the way up. Let's try and keep the ribs in at the front, a little bit less height than normal. Let's put them together. Lift the hips and one leg up and alternate, lifting and lowering, drawing one knee in towards the chest as you lift. Partly why we're not going super high on this one. We want to keep that little pelvic tilt, get that coordination. Now let's keep the hips lifted and just swap legs. Lift and lower, lift and lower. Hips a little bit lower than full pelvic curl so we can feel that rib to hip connection at the front, that knee towards the chest feeling. Last one, and then roll back down. And then let's interlock the fingers, hands behind the head, imprint, zip up, single knee lift, alternating sides. So that same pattern as before, drawing that knee towards the chest, a little bit closer to help with that lower back imprint. Level 2, as we lift the leg, let's curl the head and shoulders forward. Curl and release, curl and release. Let the head rest in the hands. Bring the front ribs in, rounding the spine to get all the shoulder blades up off the floor. Next level, let's maintain our curl and just continue with the legs. Lifting and lowering, lifting and lowering. Now that we're just holding the curl, really check in that your head is resting, you're not holding your breath or clenching your jaw. Now let's speed up the legs so they swap, swap, passing each other, keeping pretty much that right angle at the knee as they brush past each other, curling from the ribs, scooping the lower abs. Then we're going to add a twist like elbow to opposite knee. Twist, twist. The legs continue in that same pattern. There's still a curl in the center, but now we're twisting from side to side. So it's crisscross but with bent legs. Really reach through that top elbow, getting that shoulder blade right off the floor. And then relax it down. Legs bent together, arms down by our side. Imprint. Let's extend one leg up to the ceiling and then the other. alternating sides. So extending that leg up to vertical. Of course, the thigh moves back as we extend the leg. One more. Then we'll keep the legs down, lift the hips and lower, lift and lower. So it is a hip press, but just with a little pelvic tilt. Press down through the heels, really squeeze the glutes, but keep the front ribs pulled in. Let's put the two together. Lift and extend, lift and extend. Alternating legs. Press down through the heel, lift the hips, and reach that top foot up to the ceiling. Two more like that. Then we're going to stay lifted and just continue with the legs, kicking up to the ceiling, keeping the hips lifted. Remember, they're not super high, but even. So even though we're alternating, as stable as you can as you shift the weight from one foot to the other. Last one. And then relax the hips down, interlock the fingers, hands behind, zip up, imprint, single leg kick to the ceiling, alternating sides. Extending the leg to vertical. Think of this as a little bit of a reset. Find your breathing, find that light abdominal connection, and we've also got quite a bit of hip flexor work happening in this set. Now we add the curl. As you extend, curl the head and shoulders, and then relax it down as you release. Find a timing that works for you, rounding the spine, curling all the shoulder blades up with the head resting in the hands. Next level, keep the curl, continue with the legs, still one at a time. Extend and down. Keep the legs quite close together when the feet are down on the floor. Breathe, gently keep recurling from the ribs. Now speed up the legs. We kick up and up, alternating legs, and now we really only have time to tap the floor. Curling, scooping, lower abs. Good. Legs brush past each other. Let's add our crisscross twist. So we think elbow to opposite knee. Twist, twist. Head rests in your hands. Really think of the rib reaching across to the opposite hip. We say elbow to knee, but it's more shoulder blade right up off the floor. Two more each side. And then relax, hug the knees to the chest, lower back stretch. Hands behind the knees, let's do rolling like a ball. Roll up and back, and the first couple, just get the roll happening, balancing on your tailbone, nice smooth roll. Next level, feet in line with knees, arms reaching forward, and we try and maintain that shape at the top. Hands in line with the shins. Stay round until you feel that you master the balance. Once you've got that, you could definitely lift the chest a tiny little bit at the top, straightening the spine. Adding on, when we get to the top, let's tap one foot to the floor, then back to tabletop. Next time, tap the other foot, down and up. The foot taps the floor, but make sure the thigh moves away from you as well, rather than just bending at the knee. It's harder to hang on to that balance, that round position as that leg moves away. One more like that. Then we're going to add a twist. So we roll, tap, and twist to the bent leg side, center, and roll. Balance, tap and twist, center, and roll. Alternating sides, imagine elbow to opposite knee. So you're twisting to the top leg, or the one that stays in tabletop, like our crisscross pattern that we've used a few times already. Last one. And then let's stay seated, straight legs in a narrow straddle, about as wide as your mat, arms out to the side, shoulder height. Spine twist. We do a double twist to one side, then center. Twist, twist, center. Twist, twist, center. 2 little exhales, then inhale, center. We exhale twice and center. Center, center, using the abdominals to twist while staying completely vertical. Last one. And then reach the arms forward for spine stretch. Round and reach forward, and then return to vertical. Round, then reach, and roll back up. So take a second before you lean forward to round the upper back, pull the front ribs in, but also pull back with the lower abdominals, a little bit of a tuck, so you're rounding first before you fold forward. And it's spine stretch. It is about stretching the back. Of course, we also get a bit of leg stretch with any fold forward. Feel the upper and lower back stretch. One more. And then we take our arms out to the side for soar. So we reach across to the opposite foot and then sit up tall. Reach across and up tall. You reach towards your pinky toe like you're going to soar it off with your hand. The other arm reaches back. Notice this is a combination of those two moves. We're forward bending, round spine, and twisting. You could imagine forehead to knee looking at the back hand. And then let's bring the legs together, arms reaching forward for full roll up. As you roll down, let's draw one leg into tabletop. As you roll up, extend the leg out straight and place it down. Draw the other leg into tabletop as you roll down, extend and place it down. Drawing the knee into tabletop as you roll, extending it as you roll up. We want to bend and extend it smoothly as we roll through the lower back. The knee bend on the way down and the extension on the way up is going to help us get a little bit smoother roll through our lower spine. Take your time to feel the upper back rounding, then the lower back on the way up, and then the lower back, then the upper back on the way down, which seems obvious, but take time to feel both. We're rolling from one end of the spine to the other. It's not just lifting up in one piece. Last time, let's roll down, bend both legs, arms down by your side. Zip up, imprint, legs into tabletop. Extend the legs, reverse curl. Extend and curl. So we're doing a little combo of a double leg extension and then a reverse curl, drawing the knees towards the chest, rounding the lower spine and peeling the bottom half of the spine off the floor. Arms gently pressed into the floor. Level 2, let's make it a rollover, but we roll over with bent legs, straighten when we get there, and then roll down with bent legs, double leg extension, bend to roll over, bend to come down, straight legs when you get there, straight legs when you come back down. It's just a variation of our regular rollover with the legs bent. We're all different. Maybe you get a little bit better roll through your lower spine. Maybe you can feel that lower abdominal connection a little bit more, coming straight from that reverse curl set. Lots of muscles and momentum is involved in a rollover, but breathe and try and initiate the movement from your abdominals as much as you can. Last one, let's roll over and stay there. Don't turn your head to the side, but choose any position that you can just to hang out and have a bit of a stretch. Straight legs or bent legs, hands on the floor or supporting your back. Just breathe deeply, let the back be round and stretch. And then place your hands on the floor, roll back down. Let's hug the knees into the chest for a lower back stretch. And now let's take our arms out to the side. Take both knees over to one side till they land on the floor, stretching through the back. keep both shoulders down. And then take the knees over to the other side, just wherever they land is fine. Stretching from that hand all the way down to that hip. And then make your way back to the center. Now we've done our roll-ups, rollovers, but we need to do teaser as well. Bring your legs into tabletop, arms by your side. Roll up and extend the legs, then bend the legs and roll down. Roll up and roll down. Teaser is tough, one of the hardest exercises. Try and have your legs straight at a nice 45. Try and roll through the spine as much as you can, but know that it's going to take a long time to get those things happening. Maybe it feels like you've got to throw it up, maybe your legs are bent. Eventually, it'll look like you're floating up, but it will never feel like floating. One more. Floating up, and then we're going to come onto our side. Let the head rest in the hand, bottom leg bent, top leg bent also, but draw that thigh back so it's in line with the body. Let's do little lifts up to the ceiling. Up and down with that bent leg, working the side glutes. Leg is bent, thigh in line with the body. Top hand on the floor in front. New move, let's do knee to chest and then press back. Knee and press, kind of like knee to elbow, and then a glute press out the back. Leg stays bent, so we're going to feel a bit of hamstrings as well, keeping the body relatively stable. Leg is at hip height. One more like that. Then we're going to add on, let's make it a kick forward and then a kick back with a reach forward. So we go kick forward, hand on the floor. Kick back, reach forward. Kick forward, kick back. Kick forward, kick back. Notice the back is a little bit round when we kick forward and the back slightly extends when we kick back. So a little bit of a back bend shape and also a little bit of twisting because of that reach forward. Two more. Last one. And then just take that leg to the side, come up onto your forearm. Let's have the feet stacked if we can. Bottom leg bent is your easier option. We are lifting up and reaching over and then coming down. So it's a side hover, lift and lower. Working your obliques, your side abdominals on the underneath side. It is a lot extra shoulder work to come up and down. So if it's too strong on the shoulder, feel free just to hold your regular side hover and do the arm movement. 2 to go. Last one. And then let's roll over and get ready for the other side. Head resting in your hand, both legs bent, top hand on the floor, but draw that top thigh back so it's in line with the body. Little lifts up to the ceiling, up and down with that top knee, working our side glutes. Let the upper body be as relaxed as you can. Find that lower abdominal connection. Now let's do forward and back. Knee and press. Forward and back. Knee to elbow at the front. Foot towards the back wall, squeeze the glutes. Leg is at hip height and just getting into that forward and back action. Reasonably stable with our body at the moment. One more. Now we're going to make it our kick. So let's kick forward and then kick back. Kick forward, hand on the floor. Kick back, reach forward. Kick and kick. The back rounds a little bit when we kick forward and it extends a little bit as we go back. So a little bit of a back bend and twist, but find that nice natural rhythm. Let the body move when you do that kick back. Last one. And then let's set up for our side hover. Elbow under shoulder, feet are stacked. Lift the hips, reach the arm up and over, and then come back down. lift and reach, and then back to the floor. Arm reaches up and over. Think of a side stretch happening along the top line of the body. And think of the underneath side of the body crunching or shortening, working the side abdominals to lift, but if it's too strong on the shoulder, just stay lifted. Last one. And let's stay up and come onto both forearms for a regular hover. Now we want to try and find a nice flat back position, so that means it feels like you're tucking your pelvis to straighten your lower back, but try to relax in the upper back so it's not too round there. It's really helpful to use a mirror to find that nice straight line. And then let's relax down onto our tummy, one hand on top of the other, and just let the head rest. Take a moment to relax your upper body, a little bit more chin in than you think to help you lengthen the back of the neck. Breathe and lightly zip up the abdominals. Let's bend both legs so we can feel that our thighs are resting on the floor for a glute press. Let's lift both knees a little bit off the floor and then relax it down. Lift and lower. So we're keeping the bend in the knees, pressing the pubic bone down, squeezing the glutes, lifting the knees and the bottom half of the thighs. On the next one, let's keep the legs lifted, hamstring curl, straighten and bend both legs. As you bend, you're drawing your heels towards your bum, working your hamstrings. Ideally, we're keeping our knees and a little bit of the bottom of the thighs off the floor. Next level, we can add a small chest lift as we curl and then lower, lifting just the chest off the floor, keeping our head on our hands, focusing on upper back, glutes and hamstrings, but the lower back is definitely working as well, bringing it all together. Final level, let's stay lifted, extend the legs straight. Let's row and curl and return. Open the elbows and draw them into your side waist, squeezing the shoulder blades together. Coordination-wise, everything bends in and then comes back. Bends in and comes back. Keep the neck long, last 2. 1, and then just let the head rest on one hand. Let's reach around, catch onto one foot, and draw that heel as close as you can to your hip for a quad stretch. Just stretching the front of the thigh. Let's keep hold of the foot, but come up onto our forearm for a back bend. Press the foot back and lift the chest, and then relax. Shoulder rolls back and in towards your spine. Lift the chest and gently press the foot into your hand to create a back bend. And then let's release and do the other side. Head resting, just the quad stretch first. If you can, heel to hip, pubic bone pressing towards the floor. Upper body nice and relaxed. And then let's come up onto our forearm, press back and release. Really feel that shoulder roll back and in, stretching the chest muscles. We could always use extra stretch across the front. Last one. And then let's press back into child's pose, stretching the lower back. Any variation of child's pose you like. Breathe, let the abs go, let the back stretch. And then let's come forward onto hands and knees. Step one leg back, tuck the toes under, stretch the calf. And then let's angle that bottom leg and open up into a side stretch like we did at the beginning. We're also just taking a moment to have our knee under our hip, hand under our shoulder, bottom hip pressing forward. Now let's put our top hand on the top hip and straighten out. Lift the leg and bend it. Pulse the leg up to the ceiling using your side glute. So remember our side set from side lying. We're just in a more advanced position here. Let's do knee to chest and then glute press back. Knee and press. Forward and back. Of course, it's much harder to stabilize in this position. Still looking for a glute connection as we press back. Body reasonably stable. Try and keep that leg up at hip height as much as you can. Adding on, let's kick forward and then kick back and reach forward. Kick and reach. Forward and back. Hand on hip and then arm reaches forward. Let the back extend. Let that top shoulder roll forward as you kick back. Try and keep that leg at hip height. 2 more. Last one. And then let's see if we can catch onto that foot and either do just a quad stretch or press the foot back and make it a little bit more of a back bend. And then let's come back onto our hands and step both feet out the back, full plank. Let's draw one knee in, knee and back, alternating legs. Find that nice marching rhythm, not bouncing. Arms are straight, nice flat back plank, scooping the lower abdominals to help bring the knee forward. Last one, each side. And the knees down. Now we're going to do the other side. I'm going to spin around, but just make sure you do the other leg. Step one leg back, stretch the calf, pressing the heel towards the floor. Now let's angle that bottom leg, open up, reach the arms, side stretch. So a bit of a stretch at the moment, but setting up knee under hip, hand under shoulder, body square to the side wall. Now let's go hand on hip, straighten out, lift the leg, bend it, little lifts up and down with that top knee. We will feel the work on the back of the leg from having the leg bent, but focus on the up and down at the moment. Now let's do forward and back, knee and press, knee and press, in front and behind, hip flexors and glutes, side glutes working the whole time just to keep that leg at hip height. Check in with the upper body, not too tense. I'm not saying it's easy, but don't be too tense. Let's make it our kick. Let's kick forward and then kick back. Hand on hip, arm reaches forward, forward and back. The spine feels a little bit round when we kick forward. It's a little bit extended and a little bit twisted as we kick back. Reach that nice diagonal. 2 more. Last one. And then let's catch onto that foot for our quad stretch. Gently press the foot back, rolling the shoulder, creating that back bend shape, stretching the front of the body. And then release the foot and let's come into child's pose. Sit back on your heels, any variation of child's pose you like. It's only 20 seconds. Don't skip the child's pose. Stretch the back. If you don't do the stretching, you can't do the work. Breathe. We're all busy, but not too busy to do a 20-second child's pose. And then roll up. Have a great day.